What is going on, Patriots fans? This is Jace back with another edition of Mock Draft Monday here on the Patriots Drive podcast. We finally officially know the Patriots draft selection, what spot it will be. It'll be the 4th overall pick. I'll get into that and my take on that in a second. Season is now over. The Patriots finished 4-13. They have the 4th overall pick. Let me know in the comments down below your thoughts on the season. Bright spots going into the future, your thoughts on how the Patriots finish out the season and the pick that they have, what they should do. And of course, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know your thoughts. We will be going live later tonight, me and Cole Bull. So turn on the notification bell because we will be going live about the Drake Maye firing. You guys can tune into that. But without further ado, let's jump right into this mock draft. Are you tired of trying to find the best deals on tickets to your favorite events, concert, and games? Then SeatGeek is the answer. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. You can find the best deals thanks to their app and website showing you what prices are good and bad. And now you can use code PatriotsDrive for $20 off your purchase. So go ahead and get those tickets you've been eyeing because you don't want to miss out. All right, everybody, let's talk about what happened today for the Patriots to have the 4th overall pick. So as you guys know, if you guys watched my mock draft last week, you guys can go back and watch that. If you haven't, I'll put it right up here on the video. The Patriots, if they would have lost to the Buffalo Bills, they would have had the #1 overall pick. Since the Patriots beat the Buffalo Bills and the Titans, the Giants, and the Browns all won, they all finished with 14 losses. The Patriots finished with 13. So they fall below those teams and get the 4th overall pick. Now, my take on this, guys, I'm never mad at a win, but I'm kind of mad at this one, right? The difference between 4-13 and 3-14 is really nothing. Okay, one more win. Guys, why didn't we play Drake Maye? I get it. We were trying to protect him. Why not get him out there, let him torch this defense? He would have done exactly what Joe Milton would have done, if not more. Would have given him a little more confidence. Hey, oh yeah, we got one more rookie win under his belt. He could have had 2 or 3 more passing touchdowns, a couple more rushing yards. I don't get that thing. If you're going to go out there and win, you might as well have played Drake Maye and let him go out on a bang for his rookie season. So that's the first thing I don't get. Second thing is, now with the 4th overall pick, you were probably going to end up with the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th over. However, you were probably going to trade out of the #1 slot anyways. But now you're going to do it with you're not going to get a second first-round pick this year. You're not going to get a future first-round pick, and you're not going to get a big name player. Like, say that you were to trade down to 9, like the Bears did a couple years ago. They got DJ Moore from the Panthers and 2 extra firsts. You're not going to get that package now. So now you're picking at where you probably would have, which is where I thought they would be picking. But now you're minus a few more assets that you would have had if you would have secured the #1 overall pick. So Patriots, now they have the 4th overall pick. We'll see. There's a lot of options here. Now, I will say, I don't know how to feel about this class yet. There's a couple guys at the top that I like, but there's also a couple guys that I don't feel are worthy of a top 5 pick. But because this class is a little bit weaker at the top and there's not as many elite quarterbacks like there were last year, you've got to find someone to take in the top 5. So I'm going to start out. And I'm just going to play this scenario through, okay? It sounds less and less likely that T. Higgins is going to hit free agency. Now, again, it's just Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase saying things like, hey, we don't want him to leave. We shouldn't let him walk out the door. The cap space in the front office is going to, have their own say about it. If the Patriots are unable to land a guy like T. Higgins, I don't like the free agency market in in this free agency class. Guys like Chris Godwin, they're a little bit older. I also don't know how likely it is that like a guy like DK Metcalf gets traded or Garrett Wilson. Why would the Jets ever trade him to the Patriots? So I don't know what the trade options are yet. So this is a guy that I've been on for a while, guys. I really like Teteroa McMillan. A lot of people probably are going to roll their eyes at this pick. 6'5", 215-pound receiver. They're going to bring up the old N'Keal Harry thing. Guys, just hear me out here for a minute, okay? This guy is so explosive for an athlete. I have this guy in the explosive athlete category of Drake London, of George Pickens, of Mike Evans. This is what this guy has with his size and his speed combo. Back-to-back 1,300-yard seasons at the University of Arizona, 260 targets in those last 2 seasons. He has had 130 targets on the dot both seasons. He had an 88 8.0 man grade versus man. That was 5th in college football. So the concern of, oh, we can't separate versus man coverage, you can't get off the line, that's not really true. He had the highest, or the 5th highest graded PFF grade against man coverage. So he's proven he can do that. He forced 29 missed tackles, which was tied for 2nd most amongst wide receivers. 19 contested catches is tied for 3rd most. So you talk about 6'5" guys. This guy with his size and length has elite catch radius. He's very long. He has very strong hands at the catch point. He's going to be able to go up and make a lot of plays outside of his frame because of that size and that frame. He's a very fluid athlete for his size. He was on Feldman's freak list. Some people said he might have a 40-inch vertical. He said that he probably is going to have closer to a 34, 35-inch vertical. Even then, at 6'5" is a freaking incredible vertical. With his length, with his size, with his ball skills, he is going to be able to make a ton of plays on contested catches like Mike Evans does. You'll just easily see Baker Mayfield take one step and throw a fade in the end zone and just let Mike Evans go up and get it. He had the lowest drop rate amongst wide receivers in 2023, 2.1%. That's what I'm talking about with the sure hands. He went from 19.8 miles per hour when he was a freshman in college. He's now running 21.8 miles per hour. So he's almost at 22 miles per hour at Arizona in 2 seasons, and maybe he'll get stronger and faster when he gets into an NFL system. He still has a little bit of ways to improve his body, his frame. He can add a little bit more strength and functional strength there. Just grow into his frame a little. He's a big dude, but he could probably add 10, 15 pounds of muscle onto him. He also had 105 snaps in the slot, right? So 380 on the outside, which is where you expect him. He's a prototypical X, but he had 105 in the slot. So he has some positional versatility. You get him with a creative offensive coordinator, you might be able to move him around, create some mismatches, do some unique things with him, which I like. He also had 430 yards after the catch. That was 22nd in college football. You don't expect a guy with his size to be able to be top 5, top 10 in yards after the catch, but he's 22nd in college football. He is adequate enough with the ball in his hands. That speaks to the athlete he is. The one thing that is kind of the knock on him, he is a long strider. He's not a burner. It takes him a while to get up to speed, but he can take the top off of defense when he needs to. I expect him to run in the low 4.4s. 4.5s. Mike Evans ran a 4.53 at pretty much the same height as he did and a little bit heavier. We'll see what T-Mac weighs in at. But I expect him to be probably 4.53, right in that range. If he were to run in the 4.4s, like high 4.4s, 4.49, 4.48, that'd be incredible for his size. And then again, I said it, he can add a little bit more strength to his frame. He can be a little bit better at selling his routes and stuff like that. But man, I like this guy. I really do. He's a bigger version of T. Higgins. He has really good ball skills. And I really like him. And you get him on a rookie contract with Drake Maye, I think it could be really advantageous for the Patriots. So this is a scenario where the Patriots don't sign T. Higgins, right? I'm not saying get T-Mac and T. Higgins. That would probably be really too repetitive. But this is a scenario just right off the bat. I like Tetairoa McMillan. If T. Higgins is not an option for the Patriots because he goes back to the Bengals, I think that Tetairoa McMillan would be a great wide receiver 1 option to add there, and a prototypical X that this team really has not had for a while. So I like Tetairoa McMillan at pick 4 for the Patriots. In the second round, I have the Patriots adding some edge depth. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, Jace, where's the offensive tackles? Well, guys, if you didn't watch my last mock draft, I took Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State. I don't like repicking players back to back just because I want to talk about more options, more players, things like that. I really am a little bit concerned about the top end talent of the tackle class. I will do a couple mock drafts with Will Campbell and Kelvin Banks because they need to be talked about. But I worry, hey, are their size, and their length, is that going to make them worthy of a top 8 tackle pick? We'll get into that more with the Senior Bowl, stuff like that, once they get true measurements. But I have the Patriots taking another guy that I really like, Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State. He's an edge rusher, 6'5", 260 pounds. He was 12th in college football with 54 total pressures. He had 9 sacks this year. He had an 18% pass rush win percentage, according to PFF, which was 11th. And he had an 87.9 run defense grade. He is really good at the point attack versus the run. We know the Patriots have always wanted ends that can be able to play in both the run and the pass. And as a rookie, you're going to find your way on the field more if you can be more playable on all 3 downs than if you're just a package player. We saw that a couple seasons ago with Josh Uche. He's really good at setting the edge. He has really good hand placement on offensive tackles. He can dominate tight ends when he gets on them. He's bigger and more physical than them. He has a really good rush and long arm to collapse the pocket. And the thing that I really like about this guy has an elite motor. This is the guy that kind of threw a fit because Michigan planted the flag. He's got a fire under him. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. He has passion. This is a guy that I think could come in and change kind of the mentality of this defense. He's not the most twitched up athlete. He can improve his get off and stuff. He's never going to be an Abdul Carter off the edge or someone like that. But the elite motor, the competitive drive, things like that is something you're looking for in a second round pick like this. And he still has those things that he can develop into a really good pass rusher. He could have came out last year, but he said he wanted to stay and he wanted to beat Michigan. And he wanted to win the Big Ten. And he wanted to win the national championship. They didn't beat Michigan, but they still are in the running for the national championship. But this guy plays the position the way you'd want to play it. Like I said, he's not an elite athlete, so it limits kind of his pass rush arsenal a little bit stiff in the lower half. So he does have a hard time turning the corner to get to the quarterback, which is probably why he's not a first round pick, but he has everything else you need. He's going to play his ass off every play. He's going to change the personality of your defense just by being in the room. He's been a leader at Ohio State, things like that, captain. So he's going to come in vocal guy like that. I really like Jack Sawyer just as kind of a culture builder guy that you could bring in the room and, change the thing. He'll bring a chip on his shoulder, which might be needed in this Patriots defense and this team alone. So next pick. Now here comes the tackles. I said it. I like the depth of this tackle class. I think there's better value in the late second, early third, and I like that the Patriots have 2 third-round picks. So I have the Patriots taking Josh Connerly Jr., left tackle out of Oregon. 6'4", 305 pounds. He's been a 2-year starter, played over 1,700 snaps, 2 sacks allowed in both of those seasons that he started. Really good foot quickness and redirect ability. This is a really good athlete for his size and his things. He beats pass rushers to the spot, has a really good kick step, good IQ when guys try to counter. He knows how to shut him down, good hand placement, and really good lateral quickness. Like I just talked about with his foot quickness, he can recover well. If guys try to spin on him, he can recover well with that foot quickness, and he has good get off in the run game. Takes good angles to get to the second level on the backside of double teams, trying to get up to the backers. He has that quickness and stuff to get, chip a defensive tackle, defensive end, and then get up to the second level and take an angle to cut off the linebacker to the spot. Probably is going to need to add a little bit more play strength. Most offensive linemen coming out of college will need to add that NFL play strength. Like going up against Micah Parsons, going up against Myles Garrett, things like that, TJ Watt, like you have to add play strength. So most guys are going to have to, but this guy has the athleticism to do it. He can get a little bit flat-footed at times in the pass game and a little bit inconsistent footwork, but this is a guy that has everything that you want athletically. He's played a ton of snaps at Oregon. He's played against some of the best competition. He's gone up against Abdul Carter. He's gone up against guys like Jack Sawyer. He's gone up against these guys and played them, and he's had good success against them. Now he's gotten beat his fair share of times. He's not a polished product, which is why he's not a first-round guy. But again, I like the value of Josh Connerly in the third if he were to fall here better than I do as like if Will Campbell has 33-inch arms, then him at 4. Not that they couldn't take him there, but if he moves into guard, now you're like, was it worth taking a guard at pick 4? So that's conversations we'll have all offseason. If you guys want to, you guys can subscribe and hit the notification bell. I'll be live with live mock drafts, live draft talk, things like that, plenty. And I'll do mock drafts, drafting Will Campbell, Kelvin Banks, things like that. So we'll have plenty of time to talk about that. I'm just kind of spitballing right here. So that's my kind of take on Josh Connerly. He would be a solution at left tackle, in my opinion. Now, I'm going to double dip here. In the third round, the pick we got from the Atlanta Falcons, I have the Patriots taking a right tackle now out of Missouri. He is Armand Membu. Now, if you guys watched me last year, I loved Javon Foster out of Missouri. He was the left tackle for them last year. Armand Membu is an offensive tackle out of Missouri. This guy is another 2-year starter. He's played 1,900 plus snaps, 6'3", 325 pounds. Gave up 0 sacks this year in the SEC. That's pretty dang impressive playing the competition that Missouri plays. He has the 9th best run blocking grade in college football. This guy is another one that's very athletic like Josh Connerly. Now, both of these guys, Connerly and Membu, based off of their testing and kind of the combine and stuff that they have in the bowl games that they're going to, could easily catapult themselves into earlier talk than the third round. PFF's mock draft had him falling here, wanted to talk about him, wanted to talk about the possibility. This guy's very twitched up, has a very good build. Some people, if you guys have, heard this saying, they say he's built like a Brit, or what is it? It's a British shit house or something. So anyways, this dude is big, thick, good looking body. Like He doesn't look like, ooh, he's probably could lose a little bit of fat or he's a little skinny in legs. So this dude is built solid, okay? He has raw strength and natural power. Like, you just can't coach the strength and power that he has. Very raw. Now, you can tap into that and make it better, but you can't coach the stuff that he has with his power and things like that. He has really good length to beat pass rushers to the punch. The other thing I love about him, this dude's nasty. If you guys go watch his film, he is constantly looking to take someone's head off and to finish them in the dirt. He wants to pile drive them into the ground. He wants to finish. He wants to make them pay. I love that from an offensive lineman. You got to have a little bit of nastiness to you. The other thing is, he's only 21 years old. He's started 2 years of college football. He played 300 plus snaps his freshman year at Missouri. He's still 21 years old. This dude's young. He has everything athletically. You got to fine tune a little bit things. One thing that's a little bit of a negative for him, he's very athletic, but he kind of relies on that too much. He can overrun his target at times on backside combination blocks, or he can end up short. He isn't very good at identifying, hey, linebackers here, I'm probably going to have to cut him off at this angle. So again, that's a coaching thing, right? You can say, hey, we're going to have them be able to have the Patriots offensive line coach teach him, hey, you're going to have to take a better angle here, or this guy's faster, this guy's slower, you're going to have to take a better angle there. The other thing is he kind of drops his eyes at the point of contact, which can lead to him missing a couple blocks. But again, 21 years old, this guy has everything you want. Twitched up, very good build. He has a natural power. He could easily be a second-round pick, in my opinion. Based off of how he tests, based off of how he does things, he could easily be a second-round pick. But I talked about this in my first mock draft where I did a 3-round, and I will be expanding into 4, 5, 6-round, and eventually 7-round mock drafts as we get closer to the combine, the Senior Bowl, and we can talk about more of these prospects and we have more information. But this is a guy who, in my opinion, could come in and play at right tackle. Josh Connerly can play at left tackle. I've said this before. I would love it if the Patriots could sign Trey Smith. Now, in this scenario, they don't sign T. Higgins, so they have more money to go sign Trey Smith if he hits free agency. So now you have Josh Connerly left tackle, Trey Smith left guard, Cole Stranger, David Andrews center, Michael Owenu right guard, and then you have Armand Membu or Caden Wallace fighting for the right tackle position. And then you still have guys like Layden Robinson to be your 6th or 7th offensive lineman. It makes these guys that we drafted last year a little bit easier to play as depth pieces and gives them a little bit more time to grow. So I like the idea of double dipping at tackle. Maybe they say, hey, let's take Cam Robinson in free agency and let's just take one offensive tackle. Now we have a veteran and a young guy to develop. All situations I'm going to be talking about throughout free agency. So make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. Again, guys, hit the like button. Appreciate you being here. Make sure you guys comment below your thoughts on this mock draft. I honestly don't expect a lot of Patriots fans to be on board with Tetairoa McMillan. So let me know if you are. Next week, I'm most likely going to do one with Abdul Carter. And then the weeks after that will be, Kelvin Banks and things like that. So stay tuned for those ones. Turn that notification bell on. And then again, Monday night, we are going live to talk about the Patriots firing Drake Maye, head coaching candidates, where we think the Patriots go from here on out. Because honestly, that could be a huge tell as to, hey, who wants to come play for New England? Does the coach that we're going to bring in, or, is he going to have clout? Are people going to want to come play for him? Are people going to say, I don't know, I don't want to play there. The taxes aren't worth it. And, this is not a good franchise. So again, appreciate all the support. Make sure you guys use code Patriots Drive at SeatGeek if you guys are looking to attend any games, whether it's in Boston or whether it's wherever it is. I know the Patriots season's over, but you still got the Celtics, you got the Bruins, you got any sports, depending on where you guys are. So again, make sure you guys use code Patriots Drive at SeatGeek to get $20 off of your first purchase. Appreciate all the support, guys. And until next time, we will talk to you later.